up guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm sharing with you guys how I achieved this makeup look, and all of the products used in this makeup look are from Walmart. Every single product, from the lashes, from the lips to the shadow, all of it is from Walmart. And I figured I would challenge myself because recently I ran out of a lot of makeup products such as foundations, primers, setting sprays, and I didn't want to go to Sephora and spend so much money on products when I knew that there were some good gems at Walmart. Basically, this entire makeup tutorial is using Walmart products. So I hope you guys enjoy this makeup tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're new to this channel so you can stay tuned with everything else that I post. Yeah, that's basically it. Let's go ahead and get into this makeup tutorial. We're gonna go ahead and get started with the eyes. I know this is a very weird angle, but you guys can see in depth and in detail what's going on. So I already did my eyebrows. For eyebrows, I used the NYX Professional Makeup Micro Brow Pencil, and I used the shade Ash Brown. This is my go-to brow pencil. I love using it for my brows because it gives me a nice natural brow. Now we're gonna go ahead and go into eyeshadow, and I'm really excited because we're gonna be using the NYX Warm Neutrals palette. I've heard so many good things about this palette. We're gonna go ahead and be using this bad boy for today's tutorial. I'm gonna go ahead and start by warming up the shadow with this shadow right here. It's just a nice neutral skin tone shadow. Blending this on the outer corner and all over the crease, and also on the inner part of the eye, because I'm doing like sort of like a halo eye. This eyeshadow color is perfect for the transition because it creates just that perfect transitional color. I really love it. I love how it applies on the skin. I'm really shocked by this eyeshadow palette. It's my first time using it. It's my first time using NYX eyeshadows in general, I think, and I'm actually very impressed. I feel like these shadows are very buildable and they blend very nicely. Now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, and it's more of like a mauve color. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this all over the crease and on the outer part of the eye. It's like a nice mauve-y red. I'm just gonna blend it out on the outer part and on the inner part of the eye, and then drag whatever extra shadow there is onto the crease area. And then it's always good to keep handy the original brush that you use to kind of blend everything together. I'm going to intensify this crease just a bit because I feel like the other one is a lot more intense, so I'm just going to intensify it. And this is a good thing about these shadows, is you can really just build up the shadow as much as you need. It's always best to start very light and then build it up to whatever shadow or color or look that you're trying to get. In this case, I'm just building it up and really blending it out. Now I'm going to be going in with this dark plum color, and I'm just going to kind of intensify the outer part of the eye a little bit. Wow, these shadows are so pigmented. I'm just going to intensify the outer corner, keeping it really close to the corners, and I'm also going to do it in the inner corner as well. Just intensify it, and I'm going to use a little bit of the two shadows that we used in the beginning to kind of blend out these shadows on the top. I'm going to be using the whitest shimmer shade that they have on the palette. I'm just going to apply it on my lid space with my finger because I feel like, I don't know, that might give it the easiest application. So I am going to apply that all over and really pat it onto the eyelid. And then I can just use one of the shadows to just blend it out with the rest of the shadows. We're gonna go ahead and finish up the eyes with lashes, and I picked up these pre-permed push-up Salon Perfect lashes. When I saw them, I was like, oh my goodness, these lashes are super glam. I feel like they'll make any eye look super just glam, and I wanted to give them a try. Wow guys, look at how beautiful these lashes are. I was a little bit hesitant to get them because I thought they were going to be way too glam, but they're actually so beautiful. They make this look even better. Right, so to finish up the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and put some eyeliner on the top lashes just to kind of hide the lash band. And the eyeliner that I'm using is the Maybelline Eye Studio in the shade Blackest Black. All right, so now that the eyes are done, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the face. I'm going to prep my skin. So I've already cleansed and moisturized my skin, but to prime it, I'm gonna go ahead and use the e.l.f. Matte Oil Control Primer. And this apparently has a clay and tea tree in it that's supposed to help control your oil. So really excited to try this one out. Mainly the areas that I am most oiliest, so like my T-zone area, my chin, and also my forehead. This primer has a very like velvety texture, so I'm hoping that it really does help control the oil. Just gonna press that into the skin. But now we're gonna go ahead and go in with foundation, and I am using a mixture of the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Fit Me foundation. The reason why I'm mixing them is I want to get my perfect shade. So I'm using like 2 pumps of the Milani, and then I'm using a tiny bit of the Fit Me. I feel like these two together just give me my perfect shade. I'm just going over the areas that I need a lot more coverage in, like my chin and my cheek areas. Just because again, this foundation is buildable, so I like to build it up in the areas where I want just a little bit more coverage. Okay, so once that's all nice and blended out, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some concealer, and the concealer that I love to use is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I'm gonna go ahead and mix this with the Milani Conceal and Perfect concealer. So I like to use the Instant Age Rewind concealer first. This one's actually the eraser, so I'm not quite sure what the difference is in formula between this one and the Instant Age Rewind concealer, like the original one. This one has a different label on it. It's calling it an eraser, so I'm not quite sure what the difference is, honestly, but it gives me the same results as the original one. And I just like to apply a tiny bit of the Milani one just for a little bit of highlighting, because this one is a little bit lighter than the Maybelline one. So, you know, I like my under eyes to look super highlighted. So we're just gonna blend all this out with the Real Techniques sponge, which Real Techniques is also sold at Walmart. This combination of concealers gives me the best under eyes. I feel like it gives me the biggest coverage that I can achieve, and it also does not dry out my under eyes. It still looks hydrated. Now I'm gonna go ahead and kind of bronze up the skin because I'm looking a little bit crazy. I'm using the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder, and this is in Sunny. I feel like this bronzer is such a throwback. I feel like it was so highly raved about for such a long time that when I saw it at Walmart, I had to re-pick it up because I was like, oh my goodness, I remember this bronzer. It just goes on the skin so smoothly. It really bronzes up the skin. So I'm just applying that on the forehead and also on the cheeks to give me like that nice contour, if you will. And so now I'm going to go ahead and bake the under eyes and also clean up the bronzer a little bit. And to do that, I'm using the Wet n Wild translucent powder, and this is their photo focus powder. I'm super excited to be using this powder for the first time. I've never used it. I only picked it up for this tutorial because I didn't have a Walmart translucent powder. So when I saw this, I was like, I have to try it. Wet n Wild is such a great makeup brand. They are like one of the brands that are the most affordable but also sell really good quality products. I wanted to give it a try and hopefully I like it because I would love if this became my everyday powder. I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe off the powder, kind of blending it into the skin but also wiping it off at the same time. Same for the under eye. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do some highlights, and I found this highlighter. I don't remember if it was Walmart or Target, but it's definitely a drugstore highlighter, and it is called Mega Honey by the brand Makeup Obsession. I had never heard of them, so when I saw it, I definitely wanted to give it a try. I'm just gonna apply some on the high points of the face. It definitely goes on very smoothly. Wow, I think it's a little bit too golden for me. But definitely something that I could work with. And for a drugstore highlight, this is actually very, very, very nice. That is a lot more pigmented than I expected, so that's why it looks pretty heavy. I shouldn't have applied that much. So now I'm gonna go in with blush. And the blush that I like to use from the drugstore is by Milani, and it's in the shade Romantic Rose, just because it's a very lightweight blush. So I'm just gonna grab that and apply that on the cheeks. And it kind of ties in the bronzer and the highlight together so nicely. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the under eyes. I'm actually gonna be using this shade over here, which is more of like a chocolatey shade, just because I want a little bit more bronziness on the under eyes. Shadow. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply mascara because I never applied mascara to the top and bottom lashes. So I'm using my L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black Mascara, and this is my everyday go-to mascara. I absolutely love using this because it really volumizes your lashes. It makes the lower lashes look so good. For lipstick, I'm going to be trying out the NYX Lingerie Push-Up lipsticks. They get bigger and bigger as you twist them, which is pretty cool because it's kind of like a lip liner. So I'm going to try out the shade Push-Up. I feel like this is going to be a great nude for my complexion. So I'm just going to put that all over the lips. Okay, so that's how the lipstick looks like. It's a lot more orange than I expected it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and try to make this a little bit more nude because I feel like it's a little bit too much for the eyes. So accomplishing this lip, I went ahead and applied some of this NYX lip liner. It's in the shade Sandstorm, and I just put that all over the outer corner, and then I went in with the Maybelline 535 Purely Nude lipstick, and then I applied that in the inner corner. And it basically gave me this lip. It's not as nude as I would like it, but it'll do for this look. So to finish up the look, I'm going to go ahead and spritz on some setting spray. And I'm going to be using the Milani Make It Last setting spray. I'm just going to shake it up a little bit and then spritz it all over the face. This is actually a prime, correct, and setting spray, so I could have used it beforehand too. This setting spray smells so delicious. It smells like perfume. I love it. All right, guys, so that is basically it for this makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like this makeup look is a perfect look for spring. But I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay tuned with everything else that I post. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.